Good evening, one and all. I welcome you all, kids, parents from India, UAE, and all Gulf countries around this place. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. To make you all active and playful, we had a fun-filled event, Homefest 2020. Now it's time for Jack to become smart, serious, and concentrate on his academics. With the exams around the corner, it's a time full of pressure, tension, and stress. We at YAR have come up with a program to help you all with your situation. We have Mr. Babu Rangarajan to help you all with this. We welcome you, sir. I hope and wish you all get benefited by this interactive session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let's all have our mics muted. We have our chief guest with a presentation for you all so that your voice doesn't hinder him. Let's all have our video on. So it will be virtual and it will be nice to have an interactive session. Please switch on your videos, but mute yourselves. All your communication with sir will be on the chat. If sir feels, he will call you all for a discussion. He will ask you to unmute yourself and call for a discussion. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening to one and all. On behalf of YAR, I welcome you all for this evening's program. YAR Inaivom Inayathal is now stepping into their next milestone, Excel with YAR. When YAR was inaugurated in July 2020, we promised the YAR community that we will organize programs to suit all ages and catering to the different walks of life. To keep up the assurance, every month, YAR is working hard to introduce new programs. So far, we conducted successful expert lectures in the area of mind, health, and ancient Tamil, cultural programs, debates, cooking, and gardening. Now, YAR is moving to our next agenda to address our children through Excel with YAR. YAR is setting a role model for online programs and working with untiring strings of the 19 energetic and innovative ladies, along with our eminent advisors. YAR is exploring the hidden talents of the ladies, and all the outcome that you experience through the YAR is the originality of the committee members, which we are proud of. In the same way, today we have planned to bring out the originality and the strength of the children through this program, Excel with YAR, Children Mind Mastery. It is a great honor, and I am elated to introduce and welcome Mr. Babu Rangarajan, child and clinical psychologist who is a happiness expert, TEDx speaker, and an international trainer to the YAR community. Mr. Babu Rangarajan graduated from PSG College of Arts and Science in Applied Psychology and a postgraduate from Osmania University in Clinical Psychology. He started his career as a clinical psychologist in Neuro Foundation Center, Salem. Subsequently, as a student counselor and currently working as a clinical psychologist in Sendil Child Neuro Clinic. Apart from his clinical experience, he has established himself as a trainer. Training is his passion. He has conducted several programs for students, teachers, film stars, executives, members of the parliament, employees of the Reserve Bank, the prisoners of Central Jail. So far, he has trained 1 lakh people successfully. He is a smart person and a mastermind to read children and their behavior. He has given extensive lectures to boost the activity of the children by analyzing their mind and its functions, understanding the thought process, strategies to modify thoughts, and giving valuable tips to the young and budding children. His popular series include Program Your Mind, Concentration Techniques, Stress Management, Sharpen Your Skills, Examination Tips, Best Educational Practices, IQ Assessment, Happiness, and the list goes on. In addition to the above, he is an elite record holder of the longest webinar marathon by an individual conducted for 24 hours in March 2020. On behalf of all gathered here, I welcome you, sir, to this literary evening in YAR. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your wonderful introduction. First of all, I must thank Team YAL. You are doing great job conducting lots of webinar and educating people. And now, right now, you are stepping into students' mind to educate them. Very good evening, very good afternoon, my dear students. How are you all? Are you all super excited for learning today? I know you're all super excited and you are much experienced in online learning for the last 6 months. Your learning is going on. So I'm expecting all the students to be active in chat box, in Zoom chat box. Okay, you need to be very active. Whatever the questions that's been discussed, you can give me answers quickly. As well as if you found any queries to be answered, you can send your queries also in between while I'm presenting my presentation. And this is not about lecture. I'm not going to do any lecture here. I'm going to give you an information. And before starting this webinar, I wanted to ask you one thing to you all. Who's responsible or who is making you knowledgeable? Who is making you knowledgeable? Can you come in the chat box, please? Who is making you knowledgeable? Michael on panakudadu. You just be. You are muting myself also, host. Thank you. It's okay. Yeah, parents, books. Wow, good. Parents, teachers. Wow, fantastic. Teachers, parents, books, encyclopedia, surroundings, teacher, parents, great. Tanvi is saying guru. Wow, nice. Okay, that's great. Teacher, parents, fantastic. I really appreciate everyone who are coming up with the answers. Yes, I do understand. Teachers, parents, Google, encyclopedia, social media, everyone is giving you knowledge. That's what people is understanding. But my answer is no. Teacher is not giving you knowledge. Parents are not giving you knowledge. Social media is not giving you knowledge. Your knowledge is, you are the only person who is responsible. I got one answer from Mridula saying that ourselves. That's right. So then why? What these people are doing, what teachers are doing, what parents are doing. So they are giving informations. My dear friend, they are giving information. From morning to evening, you are getting information through teachers, through parents, through friends, through social media, through TV, whatnot. Everywhere you are getting informations. There is no no place where you don't get information. Everywhere, every second you are getting information. But The knowledge is up to you, my dear friends. You need to update yourself. Whenever you start storing that information, what you receive from your source, outside surroundings, if you start storing and understanding, start practicing, that's called knowledge. So knowledge is based on up to you how you store the information. All right. Now I think you got that clear answer. Who's responsible for making you knowledge? I know whoever you are meeting, whatever you are discussing with people, it's up to you how you are going to store. So for the next 60 minutes, so you will be attending this webinar, specially designed this webinar for students to empower their mind. And right now, who's responsible for making you knowledgeable? Whatever the information which I'm sharing right now, because I'm going to share information, I'm not going to give you knowledge. I'm going to share informations to you. There are plenty of information which I'm going to share. It's up to you who is attentive, who is ready to learn, who is ready to update. That student is definitely his knowledge will be upgraded compared to yesterday. Today you are attending this webinar, you're going to enhance yourself right now. You're going to upgrade your knowledge. It is guaranteed. And a lot of new information you are going to receive in this webinar. That is guaranteed. Yeah, what Pradeepa is saying is to make us understand that who we are meant to be. Okay. This is a really tricky question. Who you are, you know very well who you are. And what is meant for, it's up to you how you're going to design and describe yourself. That's the most important. Right, I'm going to share my screen now to take you to this seminar in the next level. Yeah, so this is a screen. I hope you're all able to see the screen, and I open the chat box also in between, so that, yeah. Can you all give me any chat response? Do you all able to see my screen now? Yeah. Can you all say yes if you are seeing me? Thank you. Yes, I got your response. Thank you. So now you are with me. So that's the title of today's program. And what we are going to do here. This is a flyer you must be experienced. This is circulated with everyone. Right. So today is a course 1. This is a 3-module program. Today is the module number 1, the course 1. What we are going to learn, end of this workshop, end of this webinar, you will be learning and understanding about your mind and understanding about the psychology and the mind functions and how to program your mind. And with the technique, I'm going to give you one interesting technique, how to develop a high interest in studies. Whenever you open the book, you feel like wow, and you start enjoying your books, right? Some people, some students, I'm not talking about everyone, maybe few students, 1 or 2 students, maybe whenever they open the book, they feel like yawning, feel like, not interested, feel dull, they wanted to close the book. Such a way, some students may have that challenges. If you attend this webinar attentively, I can tell you, you will get a super duper secret how you can program your mind and how you can develop your high interest in studies. All right, this is a course 1. Course 1 we are going to start. So this is a certificate which I received from Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Edappadi K. Palanichami. He recognized my services, my motivation seminars. So he gave me an award that I'm the best speaker, best motivational trainer in this place where I located. I belongs to Salem, Tamil Nadu. So I got this super award from Chief Minister. All right, now I take you to the topic of today about mind. My question to you all is, where is mind? So we normally we speak about mind, right? My mind is not comfortable, my mind is feeling worried, my mind is not with me. So we are habit of talking about mind. Where is mind? Can you all give me in the chat box, where is mind located? Where is the mind? Yeah, thank you, Mirdullah. In our brain and in our heart. Wow, mind is inside the skull. Wow, great. Pratipa, our head, our brain. Wow, Tanvi is brain. Okay, Mahanya in brain, Dheeraj brain, skull within. Rupesh. Wow, good. Mind doesn't have a location. Wow, Mahalakshmi, Raman, fantastic. You are next level student. We cannot locate it. Very good. Inner voice. Lakshmi says inner voice. Within me. Yeah, great. Between Roy, Suresh, super. Rupesh is in our heart. Thank you all your responses. Thank you so much for giving me your valuable response. I will take you to interesting part so that you can easily understand where is the mind and what. So this is the anatomic. I wanted to take you to this anatomic. This is the upper view of the head. Upper view. It's not the face. Okay, it's upper view. Upper view of the face. So these two are eyes. This is eyes, and these two are ears. Okay, whatever you see through your eyes, whatever you see through your eyes, it reaches your backside. Oh, what is that? Whatever you see through your eyes, it reaches your backside of your head. In this part of the head carries occipital lobe. Occipital lobe, the major function of the occipital lobe is vision. So vision controls this part of the brain. This is called occipital lobe. As soon as the message reaches this lobe and it comes to this part of the brain, this area called temporal lobe. Okay, Pratipa, that's a brilliant answer. Mind is in our body, part every place in our body. That's what yogic science research says. Every cell carries mind. There are so many researches happen. Brain research and yogic science research there are so many researches happening to find out where is mind. I'm talking about the brain research. Yogic brain science says yes. Yogic science research says mind is present in every part of every cell of our body.
அவங்களுக்கு தெரியும் நீ அப்படி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காத யார்ட்டே பிரைவேட்.
Yes, யாரோ பேசுறது கேக்குது எனக்கு. All right. So this is how it works. All right. So the message, as soon as you see with your eyes, it reaches your backside of the head. After reaching the backside of your occipital lobe, it comes to your ear side. Here only your hippocampus and your memory is present this part of the brain. So your memory carries here. So whatever you from your childhood, you grew up, you learned a lot of things, and it reaches here and stored in a form of memory, and this is called temporal lobe. If anything goes damage this part of the brain, you may get a memory challenges, memory problem. If anything goes damage this part of the brain, the occipital, you may get blind, partially blind or completely blind, a visual challenge, and agnosia. There is a problem called agnosia. Agnosia means unable to complete in a meaningful way. That's called agnosia. So what happens when anything goes damage in the temporal lobe? You may get memory loss. The famous diagnosis for the memory loss is amnesia. You must be seeing, you heard in movies, they say amnesia. After reaching the message here, it comes to your front side of the head. This front side is called frontal lobe. Here only your speech area is there. Left eyebrow, nearby left eyebrow, your speech area is there. How I'm articulating the speech, how I'm speaking very comfortably, fluently, it's all happened. This part of the brain carries the left side. If anything goes damage here, and there is a problem of speech, communication problem will be there. That's called aphasia. That problem is called aphasia. If anything goes damage this part of the brain, they call it as a Broca's aphasia. Broca's aphasia, so problem in speaking. So this is how our network works in our brain. And this head, the top part of the head is called parietal lobe, and here only your motor actions are present. Your movement, catching the ball, how your body is moving, all the movements are happening. This part of the brain works very nicely. That's why you can able to catch the ball properly. So whatever I'm talking about the brain is neurology. Studying about brain is neurology. The function of brain, they call it as psychology. And if you wanted to know in detail, these are all the major 4 lobes which I am talking about. Occipital is taking care of vision, and the temporal taking care of emotions, and your parietal lobe is taking care of your motor actions and the problem solving, and your parietal lobe is visual, reading, and understanding of the language. This is how the lobes are working. And this is about technicality of the brain. I quickly moving on to an interesting thing is called psychology. What is psychology? Studying about brain is neurology. The function of brain is psychology. The function of brain is psychology. If you see the logy, L-O-G-Y, it is in different color. What is logy means? Logy means study of. Zoology, biology, zoology, all end with logy. Logy means study of. So study of psycho is psychology. study of psycho. If I say psycho, people get into wow, psycho. In movie, they see different characters, they call it as psycho, right? So actual meaning of psycho is mind. So mind means psycho. So studying about brain is psychology. Studying about brain is and studying about psycho is psychology. Studying about brain is neurology. The function of brain is psychology. Psychology is nothing but a mind. So what is psychology meaning? Study of psycho. Psycho means mind. So we can study our mind. We can easily study, scientifically study our mind. That's called psychology. So now you understand what is psychology. So we need to understand how our mind functioning, because so far we come across lot of experiences, lot of people you cross, lot of instructions you've gone through. That's how the psychology is programmed. So the difference between you and the next person is psychology. So what is the major function of the mind is doing? So mind is present inside your brain, but there is no place called mind inside your brain. Lot of functions happening in mind, they call it as mind. So what is the major function of the mind? The major function is thought process. We think a lot. The difference between you and the next person is thought process. They think a lot. That is a major difference. I wanted you all ask one question. Please come in the chat box to give you an answer. How many thoughts we are getting every day? How many thoughts we are getting every day? So I'll tell you a clue here. We have 24 hours. Yeah, thank you so much for your response. We have 24 hours in a day, out of which we are occupied with, out of which 24 hours we have 86,400 seconds. 86,400 seconds in one day. If you do 86,000, then your day will be finished. Out of 86,400 seconds, we are occupied with some number of thoughts which researchers have found out. They understood there are lots of thoughts are happening inside. So Avantika, thank you. So you said every second there is a thought. So 86,400 thoughts. Brilliant. But there is a research, they're saying that we are occupied with 40,000 to 60,000 thoughts cross by. 40,000 to 60,000 thoughts cross by. So we are occupied with one or the other thoughts on any particular time. Maybe in sleep you may be having very less number of thoughts. Maybe some dreams are also thoughts. But as soon as when you open the eyes, your thoughts are being start wandering. Yes, Pratipha, you can ask question anytime. You can ask question in the chat box. I'll be answered on the time itself. Yes. So 86,400 seconds, we are occupied with 40 to 60,000. That is the asset for you, my dear friends. What kind of thoughts which is rendering in your mind? Based on your thoughts, your feeling changes. That's how the mind, the second major function of your mind is your emotions. How your emotions are transformed. So we are getting 5 different emotions crossed by every day, morning to evening. You and me are getting 5 different emotions: happy, sad, fear, anger, love. These are the 5 major emotions crossed by. Happy, sad, fear, anger, love. As soon as you wake up, you may be feeling happy. After some time, when your mother says something or when your father says something, your mood will change. Or you got a call from somebody and your mood changes. So you're preparing for the exam. Check your mood, how your moods are, and waiting for the result. Right now, what happens when you're waiting for the result, and automatically you get into trouble. This is how it works. So the mind controls all your emotions. Yes, Pratipha, I've seen your question. How much time does it takes to make a thought? This is my question. How much time it takes to make a thought? There is no time. Just like that, you can make a thought. It's just less than a second. You can take your own thought. You just travel with your thoughts in just less than a second. There is no time limit. It is not that it takes long time to come one thought. No, the thoughts are just coming randomly with less than a second. Just a microsecond, the thoughts are just flying. Yeah, sir, like when we wake up and do everything, then they will say us to study. That's a major challenge. His name is Vedin, right? That's a major challenge for the students. Most of the time when we repeat repeated suggestions from our parents that as soon as we wake up, steady, 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 steady. It's a boring word for many of the students. Some parents repeatedly saying they get irritated. Some students they get motivated. When my parents says, my parents say steady, then I get motivated. But some student it is opposite. All right. So Darshini, you said 500 milliseconds, maybe, to make a thought. No, there is no actually there is no research on how much time you are getting a thought. It is not being researched, but I can tell you every fraction of thoughts you may get some of the other thoughts. So there is no long time to get even one thought. Right now, when you are listening to my presentation, you are getting so many number of thoughts. With all your preoccupied thought, you are attending this webinar. Right now you are occupied, but if you ask anybody, they say no, I'm not. But you are occupied, right? Yes, I heard that an average span of concentration of the person is 18 minutes. Is it true? No, this is not true. The average span for concentration is different. I'm going to reveal next presentation is specifically about study skill. I'll be really revealing about specifically about how to develop concentration and how to enhance concentration. So you asked right now, so I will reveal the secret now itself. The average concentration is not 18 minutes. My dear friends, can you give your own suggestion, your own observation? How long we can concentrate continuously? How long we can concentrate continuously? That is the program specifically will be there for the next week. Anyway, the question is come in the chat box, so I'll be giving you some answers right now. 2 hours. Wow, Mahalakshmi, great. 2 hours. You are super blessed. 1 minute, Avantika. Good. 30 minutes, Tanvi. Great. 30 minutes concentration. Continuously you can concentrate. It depends upon the favorite subject. Okay. How long we can, I'll tell you how long we can, you come out with your own. It depends on the interest, depends upon the subject. Okay, that's a common. 45 minutes, 44 hours. Wow, Rupesh, great. 4 hours. When we are in fresh mood, then we can have a concentration. Great. 0 seconds for studies. Oh. Watching movie 3 hours you can concentrate, but when you open the book, 0 seconds, you lose concentration easily. And if it is interesting, it will belong. If it is boring, it's not in your control. Okay, as long as we have interest in the work. Okay, Kavin, very good. I really appreciate. If you are interested, that we can be concentrated. All right. Your interest and concentration, that both are friends. Oh, that's 10 hours for movies. Brilliant. 10 hours you can concentrate, but 0 for studies. Pratipha sir, I don't know sir. This is a hypothetical question for me. Okay, I'll tell you the answer. All right. So Mahanya, sorry if I spelled wrong. Science 1 hour, math 3 hour, language I don't know. Right. So your favorite subject you can spend long hours. Non-favorite subject you are spending less time. Okay, I really appreciate. Okay, if you have an interest, your concentration will be much more. So concentration and your interest go in simultaneously. So you are going to learn about how to develop interest in this webinar. Concentration secret in next webinar. I will give you the answer for this question. Okay, thank you, Pratipha. It depends upon the interest. Okay, Uma, 45 minutes can help us finish first subject. Okay, great. I will tell you. The researchers are saying how long the human can concentrate continuously. The research says we can continuously concentrate on 7 seconds. Our continuous concentration is 7 seconds. That's it. In every 7 seconds, you have a number of thoughts are waiting to keep occupy your mind. So plus or minus 2 seconds is guaranteed. So plus or minus 2. So 7 to 9, 10 seconds you can concentrate continuously. Every 10 seconds you have a different thoughts to entertain. So how to overcome this thought? That's a secret which you are going to get in the next webinar. Managing your thoughts is a major challenge how you are going to get, because concentration means, oh my god, who is that? Some food vessels are getting noise here. All right. So I'll tell you the concentration model. Your thinking and your action, if it is the same line, you develop concentration. I repeat again, your thinking and your action in a same line, you develop concentration. So the major challenge here is you are doing very good action. Action is what? Reading, writing, listening, and doing any kind of work, walking, jogging, running, all are work only, all are action. Whenever you are in any action, you need to check where your thinking is. If your thinking is present here, you develop concentration. When your thinking is somewhere, your action is something, it is not equally matching. That is called distraction. What is distraction? Distraction means you are doing a particular work, but your thought is wandering somewhere. So when your thought and action is not synchronized, then you are distracted. When it's synchronized, you are concentrated. That's an easy model you can understand. Yes, Mr. Kavin, 7 to 10 seconds, you can concentrate continuously, not a day. Every 10 seconds, you are getting a chance to distract yourself. It's up to you how you can bring your concentration and you need to focus on. Wait for the next webinar to join in. I will give you secret how you can improve your concentration. I'll give you secret how you can apply that technique into your book. All right. This is a model which I opened in the first webinar itself. Thinking, action the same way. The major challenge for the students to distract is thinking is wandering. They are thinking something else. Otherwise, you will be stressed by studying without 10 to 15 minutes break. Yeah, we should take at least 10 minutes break after studying. Yeah, this is all some of the strategies you can use. Some people are comfortable for 30 minutes and they can take 10 minutes break, or someone who is very good in reading, bookworming, they will spend long time in books for 1 hour and then take 10 to 15 minutes break, and then again they come and join. See, sitting and reading is it's a purpose for you, but there is chances of distraction. So there are a lot of steps you need to take care of your concentration. I know there are many students, they say that I read everything but I forgot in the exam hall. I read everything but I could not able to recollect when I complete another question. So they spend 10 to 15 minutes to finish that question and answer completely memorized. When they spend another 15-20 minutes for another question to memorize, what will happen? The new question is able to remember. The 10-15 minutes before what the question they read, they cannot able to recollect half of the information. I could see there are many students, they face this kind of challenges, and they maybe remember on the day while they're preparing, and maybe one day they are able to comfortable to remember. Next day morning they fail to recollect. I could see that there are many students, they face these challenges. And there is no problem with your memory, my dear friends. The problem is with your concentration. Your memory power is very good. You can able to remember the movie, you can able to remember your serial, you can able to remember all your experiences, what happened in 3 years before. But what it's failed to remember a day before what you read, or on the morning what I read today morning. Sometimes half of the information is not able to recollect. So you will be learning all the secret of concentration in the next webinar. So this webinar is specially for the mind. Okay, study skill techniques will come later on the next webinar. Okay, I'm going to do a separate academic skills on next webinar. So I'll move on to the mind right now. Thank you all your responses and chat responses. And there is no stress. And I got a chat box saying that if I read continuously, I might get stressed. No, no, no. I will always explain what is stress. The stress means lack of ability to handle your situation is called stress. Lack of ability to handle your situation is called stress. That means there is a situation which some kind of an performance is expected from you, but you are lacking in certain ability, that turn into a problem for you. I'll give you an example so that you can easily understand. What does that mean? Kadri Nilan. What does that mean? BOOO means I don't understand. Give me. I don't understand this kind of shortened version of language. Maybe you can type full. Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's maybe your mistake. Thank you. All right. So where I am, I was talking about something. When I see this boo, BOO, I forgot. See, so I was talking about mind. Yes, stress. Thank you so much, Sambhavi. You got it. Yeah, stress. The stress means lack of ability to handle the situation. The example which I wanted to mean here is, if you ask me to cook in the kitchen, that's a bigger stress for me. You know why? Is it a cooking is a problem? No, cooking is not a problem. For my mother, it is easy. For me, it is difficult. That's a stress for me. So it is not the kitchen is making me stress. I lack certain ability to handle the kitchen. That's why I'm facing stress. Same way, if at all, do you think that you are under stress? I tell you, you need to upgrade yourself. You need to enhance your skills. Then only you can handle the situation properly so that you will enjoy it. Riding a cycle for you, it's easy. Riding a cycle for somebody is very difficult. It's a stress for them. They get anxiety. Why? Because they don't know how to ride a cycle. That's a lacking skill. That's why they are facing stress. So my parents says to write the question and answer 5 times, and after I do it, it remembered it in the exam hall. How and why? If we write everything, the question and answer, we get it. Pratipa, brilliant question. See, if at all you wanted to remember something, you need to use your sense. You need to use your sense. What are the sense we have? There are about 5 sense. Our learning happens through these 5 sense: visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Yeah, thank you, Rupesh. That's a 5 sense: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, gustatory, olfactory. So through eyes we learn, through ears we learn, through touch, the kinesthetic, we learn, through taste we learn, through smell we learn. Oh, what is this? Roshan, check yourself. You are in a public forum. You are typing like a typewriter. All LKG, LJEF, everything is coming up. Okay, control yourself, please. All right. So it's a by mistake. Maybe you text one button, it comes everything. All right. So we learn through our sense, my dear friends. So this is how it the memories goes inside. While you write, what happens is you are using the sense of tactile. Yeah, thank you, Mahanya. Ears, taste, touch, smell, these are all called sense, correct? So yes, sir, what is the difference between fear and anxiety? Vedin, I'll come to you later. Okay, where I am. So we are talking about see, when I distract, I get distraction in the concentration sense. Okay, thank you for remembering me. So while you are writing, you are using a sense called touch. People are very good with their learning skills. Maybe some people are auditory. While they listen some stories from teacher, from parents, they remember everything. They write in the exam hall. They call auditory learner. Some people, they wanted to see. They wanted to see and visualize. Then only they remember. That's called visual learner. Some people are tactile learners. That's called touch and feel. So in this 3-way only, academic learnings are happening. So please understand, while you write, what happens is you are using your sense so that it will help you to remember. Sometimes while you read, what happens? Visual skills are working. And when you are speaking to yourself without making any sound, it's a silent reading, then only you are using only one skills. If you make any sound, it's auditory also, it's working. So auditory sense you can learn. While you write, it is a kinesthetic sense. I recommend if you use all these 3 senses, it's called multi-sensory approach: visual, auditory, kinesthetic. These 3, if you use, then automatically you develop memory power much more. Storing capacity will be much higher. I can recommend one more also here. While you are writing, use colors, stick pens. Use color for remembering, writing, just to understand writing practices with the color pen. Your color is a right brain activity. Your reading is a left brain. Language is present in left brain. Color is in right brain. You can use a whole brain learning also, along with and tactile, visual, auditory. Amazing. Definitely that will be remembered. I can tell you one example here. Do you remember Johnny Johnny S Papa, the rhyme, the famous rhyme in the kindergarten? Johnny Johnny S Papa, eating sugar, no papa. You read at what age, my dear friend? You read at what age? You read it in 5 years, but still you remember. 5 or 6 or 2 years, 4 years, my God. But still you remember. How come you remember till now? Because of the practice, because of the coordination, because of the auditory. You practice with your actions. That's again a tactile approach. Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa, eating sugar, some kind of action. I don't know. I don't remember. Your teachers will taught you, and after that, the repeated practice made by your parents. Whenever there is a guest coming in, your parent will show to your guest, saying that, you know what, she knows Johnny Johnny yes Papa. Can you, hey baby, baby, can you tell to the auntie the Johnny Johnny yes Papa? With your shyness, you just repeat Johnny Johnny yes Papa. I know you repeated many times. That's the reason you are able to remember now. The more you practice, the more powerful memory you get. What is the question, Roshan? Why don't you remember? What is it? Why don't you remember? The action you are talking about? I'm talking about your teacher action. I'm not talking about my teacher action. Okay. Action. Yeah, I understand, Roshan. The action. My teacher is doing like this. I don't know how your teacher explains. Okay. I got a personal question. Do you explain what is fear? Yeah, I'll come to that. I'll come to that. And there is a separate program for mastering your emotion in the last webinar, third webinar. I'll introduce today also, no problem. Whatever the question is there, I'll be definitely answering. Johnny Johnny yes Baba, my teacher was doing like this kind of action. I don't remember what kind of actions you getting it. So I remember about my teacher's action, the words what I use, the picturization. That's the reason till now with the flow of fluency I could able to remember like that. There is a one technique in if you want to remember your question answers, you can also do this as air technique. This is called air technique, writing in air. For example, if at all I wanted to remember some of the spellings, like what is mean by computer spelling, I'm just telling the basic computer COMPUTER. I'm just writing in the wall air. I'm not doing anything, I'm just doing the action. This action is also one of the sense where I'm using kinesthetic as well as my visual sense. This will help me to remember even more better. And writing in sand, in olden days they ask you to write in sand. This again a kinesthetic approach. These are all some of the approaches where we can store our memory. Okay, that will come to you later. Now we go on to this today's the prime webinar of this today is main webinar is mind. I'll take this question. I'll answer. What is difference between fear and anxiety? There was a question which is asked about fear. We are getting fear everyday basis. Fear is good or bad? Yeah, Kavin, I'll come to your question. Can we write big questions in air? Don't write big questions in that, then you will lose your time. Okay, there is a separate techniques in the next webinar about mastering your academic and study skills. And there I will tell you how you can master your paragraph, how you can master your formulas easily, quickly, and equations, derivations. I'll tell you in the next webinar. Okay. Yeah. Now I wanted to take you to the mind to understand the mind, because the mind is a major challenges now. Many students need to master your mind, because once you master your mind, you will master anything else in the world. You will be successful person if you master your mind, because in our world nobody will train your mind. We have a coach for physical, we have coach for sports, we have coach for physical training, but we don't have a coach for mind training. Mind is the most important thing. I tell you why mind training is important. If you know about cricket, if you are watching cricket, there is a one person they always call it as a cool captain. Do you know who is that person? Cool captain. Subtle emotion, he never show any aggressive, he never show any kind of so much of happiness. I know he just everything you take it in the same mode. Yeah, thank you so much. That is MS Dhoni, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. They call it as a cool captain. Why he is famous? Because he manages his emotion. He managed his emotion. He never show his anger, or he never show his fear. He is just in every situation is just same. That's a master you need to do. Mastering your emotion is the most important thing. How to handle your emotion, that's the most important thing. What is in the fear? Fear is kind of thing where whenever you feel something which unpleasant is happening in front of you, you get fear. Fear is good or bad? Can you come in the chat box, please tell me, is it fear is good or bad? Getting a fear is good or bad? Tell me the answer. Is it good or bad getting a fear? Good and bad. Both. Brilliant answer. Good and bad. Sometimes bad, Sometimes good. Little fear is good. Yeah, very good, Rupesh. Very good. Brilliant answer. Really bad. Yes, really bad. This is we can't say fear is good or bad because it sometimes it comes without permission. Yes, fear is coming without permission. Being little fear is good. Worst. Tanvi says fear is worst. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Anika, right? I'll tell you, fear is good or bad. Good because it motivates us. Yeah, Kavin, brilliant, brilliant, very good. Person should have fear. Okay, a person should have fear. Correct. My dear friends, I'll reveal this answer. All right. Thank you so much for your. Oh, who is that? Eustress, distress. How do you know these terms and all? Great. Swati Radhakrishnan, fantastic. You are enlightened. You know about some psychological concept. Fear is a gift to mankind. Wow. A lot of good people are here. You have very good thoughts. I'm not feeling that I'm talking to students. I'm talking to an adult. Your answers are making me that you are all brilliant people. Without fear, we will be overconfident. Oh, okay. Without fear, we will be overconfident. Thank you. Anat, 9A. Thank you, Anat. Sanjeev. Fantastic answer. I will tell you, is it a fear is good or bad? My answer is, it's already there in the chat box. No one will achieve success without fear. Roshan, brilliant. I'll tell you my answer. Fear is good as well as bad. Why? I'll tell you the why. See, if you imagine what I'm doing, it's called bell-like structure. It's called bell-like structure. Can you able to catch me in my video? Bell-like structure. Yeah, it's called bell-like structure. It's like a bell. Okay. If you see the bottom one, the starting, the bottom one, the person, if the no fear, if the person has no fear, that person will become lazy. If you don't have a fear, you will become lazy. And optimum level fear at the top. Let me come down this curve. It goes like this. The end part is again, if you have a high fear, your performance will go down. And the optimum fear is like a very good, it will increase your performance. Yeah, it is like a wave. Thank you. Fear should be there for each and every person, otherwise it can affect us. Okay, thank you. Uma Shiva. I don't know whether I'm calling a student name or a parent name. Sometimes parents log in, students will come in. I may be wrongly speaking about parents' name. Don't, please ignore me. All right. I'll tell you who is in no fear and who is in high fear and how the optimum fear people will work. I'll give you an example so that you can easily catch me. For example, if you got a mail that's saying in another 1 week from now you will have to appear for the exam, the no fear people will take it like this. Oh, 1 week, still 1 week is that, let me study later. That's a lazy people's response. They don't have a fear at all for the exam. And what will happen? The person who is having a high fear, oh my god, tomorrow is my exam, next week is my exam, still I didn't finish my portions, I need to finish that, I need to finish this, I need to finish, oh my god, I don't have a less time, I only 5 days are there, I don't know how to do, how to finish. This is agitation, that restlessness. For the people who is having high fear, their performance will be reduced. The optimum fear people will speak, understand the situation like this. All right, I got a mail and I have a 1 week time, I need to plan accordingly. First day I'll be taking another subject, second day, third day I need to finish it off, and the fourth day up to that I'll finishing off all my revision, and the day before the exam I need to work on only this area. That is enough for me. Definitely I'll get my mark. This is a optimum fear people will work for the performance. And the high fear, they're restless. Oh my god, only 2 days, only 1 day, oh tomorrow money exam, I don't know what to do. They get exam fear, frequent urination, restlessness. These are all some of the experiences. All right, 30%. Fear is used for purpose. Every sense is used for purpose. So if we get to know purpose, then nothing is impossible in our mind. Correct, correct. Beautiful, beautiful. I really appreciate. From the beginning, I'm seeing Pratibha message. You are brilliant. Your thoughts are really provoking. You are right. You are on the point. You learned a lot of the secret success. I really appreciate how you got this wisdom. I don't know. Maybe your parents or somebody. I don't know. All right. You are very good. What Pratibha says is every sense has a purpose. So maybe if you understand the purpose, every sense is we're going to helpful for us. That's what she's understanding is. Yes, you are right. Beautiful. I'm telling you, fear is also like that. Fear is a mild level. Mild level. When the fear goes high, they call it as anxiety. Anxiety is a disorder. It's a psychological disorder. Fear is not disorder. Fear is a normal. It's like a EEG. This is called normal line. Fear, happy, sad, fear, anger, love. This is how it works. It's like ups and downs. Whereas where the anxiety comes, if it goes extreme fear, it's an anxiety. Extreme sad, they call it as depression. So this extreme is a problem now. So in minimum fear, 1 or 2 days, it's over. Or one day, if I sleep night and tomorrow morning my sadness is gone, that's sadness. But even 2 day, 3 day, 4th day, 5th day, still it continues, then we need to think whether the sadness is prolonged to an extreme level to qualify as a depression. All right. So that's how the emotions are, and the sadness is also important. That is our part of life. Happy, sad, fear, anger. That's a part of our life. That's how we need to cross. So whenever you face something new, you may get anxiety, your fear. So first time when you do experience, then you will get an anxiety. So don't worry about anxiety. Just see what is lacking with me. If you start riding a cycle first time, definitely you may get an anxiety. Or any first time you need to work on any first experience. For example, stage or standing in front of the stage is the first time. Maybe you may get anxiety or feeling fear, heart palpitation, restlessness, or maybe it happens in addressing in front of people. Maybe after 10th time, 5th time, 20th time, if you are standing on a stage, you feel like confident, right? You rule on. That's how your confidence will go. Experience matters. So this is how the fear and anxiety differences. So how can we know that we have anxiety or depression? Very simple. If you feel that your behavior is changed, you are not like the other day, activeness, you need to check yourself. If you're not active, then you are preoccupied something. I'll take you to the technique now. Okay, I'll come to the passions later. I want you all to enjoy the process of programming your mind, so you will enjoy. All right, and in that programming your mind technique, you may be getting all your questions have been answered about your emotions. I want you to take you to the slides now. Yeah, this is how our mind functions. Our mind functions in the 2 images. This is one of the best technique you can easily enjoy yourself. Your mind functions, your mind works in 2 images. Extreme fear should not be there for a person. Not necessary. When you are getting extreme fear, your productivity will be spoiled. Your productivity. For example, if you are on a field, with the athlete person on a 100-meter race, do you need anxiety? Yes. Do you need minimum fear? When you have a minimum fear, you get performance will be boosted up. If you have extreme fear, you will not bring your energy. Your energy is down, already drained. So extreme fear, what happens? Your palpitation will start beating fast. You feel like restlessness. You feel like frequent urination sensation, blank, restlessness, memory problem. This all happen when you extreme fear. Okay. If you understand this from model, you may be getting some idea. In the 3rd webinar, you may be getting a lot of techniques to master your mind. All right. In this technique, the mind function, good image, bad image function. If you understand this technique, definitely you must be learning new content from this webinar. Mind functions. Our mind function in 2 images. Something is good, something is bad. Okay. Some messages in good, some messages in bad. In your mind, in your own mind, you have these 2 images. How these 2 images form? Through this channel called self-talk. In between there is a channel called self-talk. Through self-talk there is an image. It forms. Whatever you store in good image, that's all easy and comfortable for you. Whatever you store in bad image, difficult and uncomfortable for you. If you find something difficult to do or perform some activity or discussion or any of the academic or sports, or even if you feel difficult, it is not that somebody is making you disturb, it is you yourself is disturbing. That's how it works. So good image and bad image. How this happen? Through this channel called self-talk. Kavin, you will be learning how to control extreme fear through this technique. If you understand this technique, you will be master how to manage your fear. Okay. I'll tell you an example so that how this good image, bad image concept works. Okay. You don't know who is Babu Rangarajan before this webinar. Right now, you are attending this webinar, you know who is Babu Rangarajan. I'm coming sometime later to your place where your residence is in your country. I'm coming to your place. You are coming opposite side and I'm coming opposite side. One point of time, we both meet each other. You identified I am Babu Rangarajan. How do you respond when you look at me for the first time after this webinar? I'm near to your home and you are near to me. Maybe I may not recognize you, you recognize me. How do you respond? Mostly you greet, right? Hi, sir. Hello, greeting. How are you? Yeah, thank you, Anand, Sanjeev, Sambhavi. You are greeting me, right? That's how our culture is. When you meet someone, very known person, you say hi, hello. When you are greeting, I didn't respond to you. Oh, I didn't respond. I was looking here and there. You are greeting me 2-3 times, but I didn't respond to you. When you are moving from that particular place, when you are moving, what you are talking to yourself, that will create image about me inside your mind. What you will speak? Hey, I don't like Babu Rangarajan. You know what? I was wishing him, he didn't respond to me. So you get angry on me. So while you get angry and you are talking to yourself that I hate, he's showing off, he's just like this, that, I hate him. If you are talking to yourself like this, you create an image inside your mind about Babu Rangarajan. I will go into good image or bad image. I will go into your bad image if you are scolding me. So once it reaches bad image, near means welcome, sir, come inside. Thank you for your affection. Yeah, I do come Kuwait very often. Maybe next time while the travel ban is over, when the coronavirus is over, I love to come to Kuwait because I've been to many schools. Whatever the schools which you mentioned in the beginning, I've been into that particular schools for the training program. Since 2014-17, I was there in your school. Okay, I'll come to this program now. So, no, I'm not in Kuwait right now. I'm in Tamil Nadu. I do come Kuwait many times. I do come to UAE. Tanvi is here. I do come to Sharjah. I was lived in Sharjah for 2 years. All right, I'll come now to this point now. See, you are meeting. I am also coming opposite side. When you are, imagine, this is an imagination. No, don't confuse with yourself that I'm coming to your home. And I'm coming when that particular experience is happening. When you are wishing me, I didn't respond to you properly. That's the reason you get angry. So you're talking to yourself. When that particular moment, when you're moving, you're scolding me. So you're stored in bad image. After the first incident, between 10 days later after first incident, again I'm coming opposite side. You are again second attempt, you are coming opposite side. This time you are meeting me. Will you greet or ignore and move on? Second attempt. Will you greet me or ignore? Come in the chat box. Second attempt. I'm in your bad image. Will you ignore or greet again? Rupesh, you are great. You are greeting me. Yeah, Anand, you ignore. Advait, ignore. Correct. That's a normal, normally people take it in the granted. Yeah, thank you, Dheeraj. Kaushik, you ignore. Only if we have good mood, we will greet you, or else ignore. That's great. Mageshwari, greetings. Oh, I tell you, if you greet again, second attempts, that means first attempt, you are not taking me inside your mind in bad image. Maybe your self-talk will be like, Babu Rangarajan is good. He is very good person, but he may be confused. That's why he didn't greet me first attempt. So you are not taking me into bad image. You are still keeping in the good image. Babu Rangarajan is a good person. He is a very good speaker. I like him. And right now he may be confused. Maybe he didn't recognize me. Maybe he's preoccupied some thoughts. That's why he didn't respond me. It's okay. Next time I will greet again. If you are storing me like this, that self-talk, I'll be remain in the good image. That's the reason you are greeting me. Whereas the people already gone into bad image, second time they won't greet again. They just move away. After they seeing me the long distance itself, oh, Babu is coming. Okay, I'll go this side. Not even coming nearby. They'll take a left turn, right turn, the distance itself. That's how our brain works like that. A mind always having a memory. Every second there is a memories process inside. That's how we are call it as intellectuals. What is the name intellectual? The more information who stores inside, they call it as brilliant and intelligence. They call it as. I'll give greeting if I'm happy. That's what Anika. Annika. Oh, maybe correct. I don't know. Sorry. So that's how it works. What is this? Kavin, you are coming in bad image. Your typing letter is there. See, ask if you respond, I will greet. After asking if you are not responding means not. Correct, correct. That's what I'm speaking about. This is how good image, bad image is functioning. So I'll take it to the further level. Let me stop sometimes so that the time is up. We are almost 10 minutes past with our scheduled time. We'll move quickly to complete the webinar in few minutes now. Okay, good image, bad image, good image, bad image. What happens with this good image, bad image? Whatever you store in good image, that's all easy and comfortable. Whatever you store in bad image, that's all easy and difficult. So who's storing that? You are the sole responsibility of storing this good image, bad image. How you are storing? Through the self-talk on every minute in your situation, in your life, what is happening in front of you, based on your experience, you are storing information, good or bad. Based on that, good image and bad image are formed. So favorite food, non-favorite food, favorite uncle, non-favorite uncle, favorite color, non-favorite color, all are based on this good and bad. Favorite subject, non-favorite subject. Favorite teacher, non-favorite teacher. It's all based on each image you store. So I can tell you, my dear friends, if you're all you are not getting any, Kavin, it's okay. Kavin, it's okay if you scribbled it. I know you're all very disciplined student. All right. Didn't mean that to write on bad image. Okay. I do understand. See, once you start listening, you can take your hand from your mobile device so that you will be easy to enjoy the lecture. If you are just having in your mobile in your hand, you have a habit of playing video games with the usage of all. That's a habit will come again and again. Something you touch something. Nowadays, online classes are going in a very different way, that people joined in online class, their name will be there, video will be closed, and they go away somewhere. And after some time they come for attendance purpose. That's how some kind of online classes are happening. Okay, let me finish it off this webinar by giving this mind function. The mind function, you need to understand here why you are not getting. Thank you, Anand, for the truth you are sharing with me. So why this subject is boring? I tell you why. All the subjects are easy only, but sometimes we are having some challenges in our images. That's the reason we are not getting any happy feeling when you see the book. Some particular book, if you see, you feel like, wow, you get energy. Some books, if you open, you feel like, oh, the energy goes down. You know why this mood changes immediately as soon as you have taken the book? It's not about the book. Book is very, very common and easy for everyone. How I associated with the book, that matters. My mind is associated like this. That's why I'm not getting any interest at all. I tell you this example in your marriage. When you attend your marriage or any social gathering, you may be seeing many people on the gathering. If you see some uncle, you feel like, wow. Some uncle which is a good image uncle, if you see them, you feel like, hello uncle, how are you? You just enjoy and greet them, hug them. That energy you can see. If you see some uncle which is in bad image, maybe sometime late before they complained to you or advised you, too much of complained about you. If anything happened, that particular experience that will store in bad image, if you see the person again, you don't feel like interest. You just see them, hi, hello, bye. That's all. Just 10-15 seconds, your conversation is over. Whereas if a good image person comes to you, you feel like, wow. You speak 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you don't feel like time is flying. You imagine that just for 1 minute you spoke, but almost 10 minutes crossed. That's how your mind gets energy. Same applies in book also. When you open the book, it is already in good image. You feel like enjoying. You develop high interest. You don't feel like time is flying. You just read for 10 minutes, feeling like you are feeling 10 minutes, but you read almost 1 hour. Some people may have this habit of reading some comics books, some Sidney Sheldon, Harry Potter, who knows. A lot of story books are there. You've spent long time. Sir, school is serious with the video, but they may also because of the age gap, right, sir? No, not at all, not age at all. Age is common, but at the same time, same age group uncle, if you see in front of you, you feel like happy. It depends upon how you stored inside in your mind. Book is common for everyone. What kind of image you stored about the particular book matters. That will create in interest or not. Rupesh, sir, if we store information in bad image and then can we able to change the same thing in good image? Yes, you can. If you understand this model, yes, you can. That tool is self-talk. Again, if you use the same channel, whatever you stored in bad, you can bring it here. If you think if you stored some particular subject in bad, I tell you, what are the words you can use to store in bad image? I can tell you what are the words. There are 3 major words which we use to store in bad image. Avoid these 3 words. What are the 3 words? If you have a book and pen, please take book and pen, write this word. The first word we use is I hate. Complete the sentence with I hate. I hate this subject. I hate this teacher. I hate this question. I hate to write. I hate to read. I hate to sit. These are all some of the words which you need to avoid. Which you need to avoid, because if you continuously using this word, it will program in bad image. I hate. Don't use this I hate. Instead of that, we need to use something else. I'll come to that. The second word which you are not supposed to use in storing in bad images, I don't like. I don't like. This is a word we need to avoid. I don't like this subject. I don't like this teacher. I don't like to study. I don't like to listen. I don't like to do this work. If you use this I don't like, it will program automatically to the bad image. This is what we stored like this. Uma Shiva. I'll repeat again. I completed 2 words which you are not supposed to use. Totally 3. I'll complete the 3 and I'll repeat. Okay. My third word is boring. Boring. That's a word you are not supposed to use, because if you use these 3 words, it will program your mind. Complete the sentence with boring. Boring. Reading is boring. Writing is boring. This subject is boring. That teacher is boring. Boring to study, boring to read, boring to sit. Avoid this word. These 3 words are programming your bad image automatically. I hate, I don't like, boring. These 3 words you need to avoid in your self-talk. We are talking to ourselves without our knowledge, without making any sound, without making any noise. We talk to ourselves. This dialogue creates image. So instead of that, can anyone type me in the chat box, please? What are the 3 words? Anybody can type so that everybody can understand. But playing games is fun. That's why you are playing. That's a good image words. So that's a good. I hate. Somebody, thank you. I hate. I don't like. Thank you. And boring. These are all some of the words which you need to avoid. Thank you so much, my dear friends, for bringing these 3 words into this kind of chat box. All right. So complete this sentence with this 3 words, then it will program automatically to your bad image. So avoid these 3 words, please. If you avoid these 3 words, you can use these 3 words which I'm going to speak now. Then automatically it will go to good image. You know why you are getting excitement in video games? Why you are getting excitement watching series, web series? Why you are getting excitement watching movie, watching YouTube, or playing, chatting? Why you are getting? Because everything there in good image. That's why. Oh, Mageshwari, thank you. Please should avoid these also words. Yeah. All right. So these 3 words you need to use in your language so that you can master your mind into good image. So once you are in good image, you develop interest, you develop high interest, you develop confidence, you develop such a high level of interest to studies. Okay. The secret here is, what are the words you need to use? The first word is I am happy. I am happy. What does that mean? I'm happy to study. I'm happy to read. I'm happy to complete this chapter. I'm happy with the teacher. I'm happy. This word is so magical word. If you use this word happy, 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 then you're programming your mind into good image, and whenever you sit, you feel like happy mode. All right. The second important word for programming good image is I love. I love this subject. I love Roshan. If you're not happy, also don't worry. Speak this. Fake it, you make it. Okay. Fake it until you make it. Okay. Even though if you don't like to do, just say I like. No, I'm happy to do homework. I'm happy to study. I love to do this work. I love enjoy reading. I love to perform. I love to learn. Use this word. This is a magic word, my dear friends. Love, happy. These are all very interesting words. The third interesting word is I enjoy. I enjoy while reading. I enjoy while preparing. I enjoy while practicing. I enjoy myself completely with the lecture by my teacher. I enjoy the presentation of my teacher. These three are the magical word, my dear friends. You can program your mind in your good image. Thank you so much, whoever giving that three words in chat box. Thank you so much. And I give you one bonus word that's called self-hypnotic word. If you use this word in your language for the most number of time in a day, I can tell you, you program your mind in a positive way. The one interesting word I tell you, add this in your word in your self-talk and continuously. That word is EASY.
Easy.
What is that? Easy. Thank you so much. Easy to read, easy to understand, easy to memorize, easy to read, easy to finish, easy to complete. Use this word in your that's a self-hypnotic word. What is hypnotism? Programming your subconscious mind. That's a hypnotism. Hypnotize ourselves. See, I'm an hypnotist specialist. I do hypnotism in my clinic, in my hospital. The suggestions are the most important. What we do in hypnotism, we mesmerize the people to go into understand the deep into their mind, to know about what is happening in their past. See, most of the time what is the problem here is we speak to ourselves very uncomfortable words in a past experiences. I hate, my mother says study, study, study. I hate this study. My mother is not allowing me to watch TV because of this exam. I hate exam. I don't like exam. Who invented this book? I want to see that person. I hate this person. I don't like this book. I don't want to read. Come on, this is what we talk to ourselves for a long number of time. That's why we are not getting interest at all. Same book, your friend is getting high interest. What happened to you? You are not getting any interest at all. So it's not the book is the problem. Book is very, very common to everyone. Book is very easy, but only we have a different image. That's why I see this as a bad. Ice cream is very good. When you look at ice cream, your mood will change. You feel happy. But whereas your parents, they see ice cream as a bad. That's why they're not providing to you. So it is different understanding about the particular thing. So you programmed about ice cream in good, your parents programmed ice cream in bad. That's why your mood changes. I'll give you an example so that you can understand how this good image, bad image easily works. You in front of you, you have a pomegranate juice. What is bitter gourd juice? You have a two juice. Everyone, you have a two juice. How your mood will be when you see pomegranate? How you see bitter gourd juice? You have a difference. You have a difference. That's a difference comes because how you stored inside. Even some people, bitter gourd juice, it's a good image. They enjoy. For you, it is very difficult. You feel like, oh, why you are getting emotionally upset? Because it is stored in bad image. So good image, bad image, the concept is stored inside you absolutely. I'm imagining pizza and burger. That is in good image for you. You are imagining about in good image is that pizza. Wow, yummy. That's how your past experience about pizza. Whereas the other person, I don't like. What is this pizza? Is all about. Oh my god, I feel wow, nausea feeling. If the person got a bad experience about pizza, he will store in bad image. Whenever you give pizza, you don't get excited. Whereas you get pizza, you get wow, you get excited. It's all because how you stored inside your mind. My dear friends, with this, I'll be stopping my presentation of this first course one webinar. My suggestion to you is please use good image words to program your subject in good image. So whatever you wanted to program in your mind, either you wanted to master in sports, you wanted to master in anything, use your good image so that you get emotionally attached. Why you are getting boring feeling, why you are sleepy, why you are not getting energy, why you are distracted, it's all happened because you are stored in bad image. Use this technique. Please use this technique. It's a takeaway technique where immediately you can use it. Definitely it will give you better result. I will be waiting for this 1 week of experience. Next week when we meet again, I'll be taking you through the different experience of academic skills, how you can master your academic skills. I'll give you a lot of technique. So I'll give you a homework that use your language from now to next week, next webinar. Check yourself the date and timing with the host so that they will communicate through you, and definitely that will help you to program, attend your next webinar. Don't miss it. If at all you wanted to invite your friends, if you think that this webinar is useful, this course of this training program is useful for you, please invite your friends so that everyone will get benefited. Because anyway, I wanted to share my experience to empower them. uh, Invite your friends, whoever wants to improve themselves, whoever wants to transform. Because I'll tell you on logic here. Yeah, Mahanya, Shri, you can put your questions here. I'll be definitely answer. So if at all you wanted to see something change, you need to change yourself. Without you change, you cannot expect any change from anybody. If whatever the skills you acquired so far you used, that's why you end up with this result. If at all you wanted to see change the result, please change yourself first. Program your mind is the most important thing. Change yourself, you can change your result. All right. So if any questions are there, I'll be happy to answer in another few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. Then we'll be winding up this session of this first course. I hope you all got benefited. You can give your feedbacks. Any questions are being answered in next 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Then this webinar will be handed over to the host. So 2 to 3 minutes, I'll be handling this webinar. How do you feel now? Do you want to share any feedbacks about this webinar? Do you like it? Thank you all for the feedback. Thank you so much. This webinar was very useful. Thank you, Anika. Rupesh, thank you. Akshaya Kumar, yes sir, this webinar is very useful. Thank you so much. And happy to tell you this is my 170th webinar as such a guest speaker for last 6 months. Webinar is a new for me in this pandemic. I was started using this webinar platform. Now I've been into mastering to 170 and 12 countries I addressed through this webinar. Thank you all. And I did a 3 world record in doing with this webinar itself. 3 world record I attempted. First world record is continuously 24 hours without any break, without any sleep, just non-stop 24 hours. I spoke on mental health. I created a big record. So slowly, second world record is 60 hours, and third world record is with my clinical psychology association. I did another third world record, and my fourth world record is coming up in 2021 January 4th. I'm going to create another world record. Now webinar is very happy for me. Any questions? Thank you all for your wonderful feedback and the wishes for my world record. Thank you so much. Very informative. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Janisha. Rupesh, thank you. I heard that if you didn't have nose means, your feedback is going up. What is that feedback? I heard that if you didn't have nose means we can't find difference between potato, onion, and apple. Is it true? No. Nose is a body part. The sense is the most important. That olfactory is a sense called olfactory. If your olfactory get damaged, then even though if you have a nose, you cannot smell it. So nose is just an organ. The part the sense is inside is called olfactory. That if you fail that olfactory, that comes in brain. Brain has that sense. If that sense is cut, you will not be able to smell it. Not only the nose. Nose is just a part. Your olfactory sense through brain, that's supported by brain, that is important for getting that. Thank you. Yeah, any questions? Between apple, onion, potato. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Not the nose. What is that? Oh, sorry, sorry, sorry. Maybe I missed your question. There are so many. Uh, you need ice for difference between apple, onion. Oh, you need ice. No, 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 no. Even ice is also not required to differentiate potato, onion. You can use another sense. Again, ice is a visual sense where you can use taste and smell. These two also you can identify. Uh, Ice is not giving you meaningful. Your this part of the brain, I already told that this is all occipital lobe. Your eyes is just a muscle. Your occipital lobe carries a function that gives sense to your memory, and then that's why you are able to identify whether it's potato or onion. Without eyes also you can easily discriminate. There are many visually challenged people. Now we are not supposed to use called blind. Instead of that, they use visually challenged. So visually challenged people also can able to differentiate what is potato, what is it, how they do. They use different sense. With the sense they can easily differentiate. All right, thank you. Kavin, what is that, sir? How can we always have positive thought? Third webinar. Wait for third webinar, you will get that answer. See, most of my second webinar content has jumped in this webinar. Okay, all the academics webinars will come in second. All the emotions will come in third webinar. Okay, wait. Step by step, we will finish it off. Okay. What if you don't have a sense of smell? You need to treat. It's very difficult. If you from the beginning, if you don't have any smell, no problem. But in between, if you lost your smell, then there is a huge problem, because you may be imagining that I lost smell, then you go into depression, your self-esteem, your confidence, it will go down. There is some serious problem happen in your brain. That's why you lost a sense of smell. You need to do some kind of work with the neurology. You need to consult neurologist. They will help you in this way, how to regain your smell, or what to do for getting out your smell. So it is not in my area. I'm a psychologist. Neurologist will answer for this. Thank you. Is there any other questions? Otherwise, I will hand over the stage, hand over mic to host. Is it okay? Thank you all, my dear friends. Thank you so much. Oh, depression. Kavin. Okay, let me complete the depression. Then I'll finish it off my webinar. Okay. Depression. What is the meaning of depression? Depression is an extreme sadness. Extreme sad. What is extreme sad? See, I'm asking my mother to give ice cream. My mother is not giving ice cream. So I'm feeling cry. I feel sad. I don't feel like happy. I lost my mood because my mother is not giving me ice cream. Maybe I go into angry. Maybe I go into sad. I feel cry. First day, if I cry, it's okay. That is sadness. Depression means I'm crying for more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm crying. I'm not able to come out of that sadness. That is called depression. So sadness is 1 or 2 days. I've been worried about my past experience. I lost something. See, depression will happen only when there is a loss of people, loss of money, loss of name, loss of things. These are all the loss we get into depression. So if we are not able to adjust with the loss, then we go into depression. Thank you. Sir, is it bad to have bad thoughts? No. It's okay to have bad thoughts. Until otherwise, you can quickly change your thoughts. If you are be with the bad thoughts for continuously, then that is a bad. So if that bad thought is affecting your regular work, then that is a bad thought. If the bad thoughts occupied yourself and you are not able to do any regular work, then you need to come out of it. You need the professionals like me, then we will help you how to overcome the bad thoughts. Otherwise, occupying bad thoughts is no problem. Sometimes it will come back, sometimes it will come good thoughts. It's okay, ups and downs. But keep occupying for more number of time. Because of that, I'm losing my primary work. Then you need to treat and overcome the bad thoughts. All right. Feeling of severe despondency and dejection. This is different. If even that also goes to depression. If you are feeling dejected, if you are somebody is rejected, somebody is distant, somebody is not talking to you, someone is very close but there is a relationship break, then that will lead to depression. You're right, sir. If humans did not have emotion, what will happen? It's like funny way. We cannot imagine. Emotions are the most important. The difference between animal and human is emotions. We have emotions. We have, when compared to animal, there are few emotions are not with animals. Animals may have anger emotions, but whereas we have different emotions like happy, sad, fear, anger, 100 varieties of emotions we can have. Robots, correct. If you don't have a emotion, then he looks like a robot. Very uncomfortable. If you see, when your father or mother is coming from office in the evening, late evening, whenever you see your parents, you feel like, wow, hello my dear dad, you wanted to go and hug. That's an emotion. Imagine if your father is coming home and you're just watching like a wall, watching a wall like this and watching the father also like this without any attachment or any kind of thing, how the life will be. So please, emotions are the most important. Through emotion you can achieve your life. I can tell you, so many times people achieving this world are because of the emotional pushing inside. That's the reason people are getting high records. So emotions also sometimes very helpful to reach our goal. Is it good to have sad emotions? Yes, of course. You can have sad emotion. You cannot separate from sad emotion. Happy, sad, anger, it's also part of life. But most of the time we need to know, is it a meaningfully we need to have a sadness, or we can come out sadness to happiness? We need to ask ourselves. So any emotion is okay. But if you are feeling happy, then your productivity will be much more higher. Instead of happy, if you experience sad, fear, anger, then your productivity, your energy level will be down. So for that reason only, we want you to be happy all the time, so that your energy will be preserved and you can work passionately. All right. Thank you so much. With this, all the questions and interaction and discussion with you all, my dear students. Thank you so much. We'll meet on next webinar with your friends and your family members. Thank you so much. I officially hand over the stage to host to take over. Thank you all. Thank you, y'all team, for this wonderful organizing this webinar. Thank you, y'all.
Okay, sir.
Host, you can take over.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That was a lovely talk. I hope the kids are happy with it. They will get benefited with it.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm representing in two ways. One being a member from YAR team, and another way I'm a mother of a child who participated in this seminar. It was so interesting. The way she interacted in between, also she wanted me to come and she shared her experiences of this thing, and the way you were giving importance to each and every messages, it was so highly remarkable, sir. It was highly remarkable. It shows that your understanding for the kids, whether it was an important to your topic or it was not that important, you didn't worry about it. You were ready to give importance to all the kids' doubts. It was highly amazing. So that is one of the best qualities of a person who is giving this kind of a workshop. We feel we are so happy with our choice to have you for your children. Thank you so much, sir. Hoping to have the same kind of or more interesting sessions coming weeks also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful feedback.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vijaypriya. That was nice, lovely. Muthukumar sir.
Thank you. Muthukumar Rukara. Yes.
Yeah, Vijay.
Yes, sir. Can you say a few words?
Mr. Babarajan, thank you very much on behalf of the art. It was a wonderful presentation. Actually, you kept the people, kept the students engaged, thoroughly engaged, and they had been continuously responding to all your calls. That show the interest the children had in the program. And what was amazing is that you were responding to every individual messages to keep the program totally alive. That's great. Thanks very much. We are looking forward for a bigger participation in the ongoing seminar that's going to take place in the next few weeks. I also request the students to give the feedbacks to YAL, and if you think you can call up more of your friends, please call in, so that the next seminar can be shared to a greater population of children. Thank you, Mr. Babu. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we are going to have our next session on 25th, same time. That is the next Friday. On Christmas Day, even it's a Christmas Day. I hope you people don't have any reservation on that. So if you have such reservation, please inform us in our broadcast number. Otherwise, we are going on as per schedule. On 25th, we will have the next session, same time at 3 o'clock. So looking forward to you all in the next session. Thank you, children. So next we will have a formal vote of thanks by Lavanya Manikandan.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். நன்றியுரை வழங்குவதற்காக வாய்ப்பளித்த யாழ் குழுமத்திற்கு எனது முதற்கண் நன்றி. இன்றைய எக்ஸல் வித் யாழ் சீரீஸ் 1 நிகழ்ச்சியில் பங்கேற்று சிறப்பித்துக் கொடுத்த மதிப்பிற்குரிய திரு பாபு ரங்கராஜன் அவர்களுக்கு யாழ் குழுமத்தின் சார்பாக நன்றியினை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சியில் பங்கேற்ற மாணவ மாணவிகளுக்கும் மற்றும் அவர்களது பெற்றோர்களுக்கும் நன்றியினை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சியின் சிறப்பு விருந்தினரை நமக்கு அறிமுகம் செய்து கொடுத்த மதிப்பிற்குரிய திரு ஆறுமுகம் அவர்களுக்கு நன்றியினை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சியை தொகுத்து வழங்கிய நிர்வாக உறுப்பினர்களுக்கும் மற்றும் அனைத்து குழும உறுப்பினர்களுக்கும் நன்றியினை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
On behalf of YAR, my sincere thanks to Mr. Babu Rajendra. A wonderful presentation. Our thanks to all the children who participated and the parents who have supported the children. Our thanks to the entire YAL committee who have been doing a lot of propaganda activities behind this program. We look forward for a greater program in the coming next few weeks. Thanks again, Mr. Babu Rajendra. Great. Goodbye. Good luck.
Thank you, one and all. So we will meet you on 25th.